Hey friends, I haven't made a video in a while, but I've been thinking about this, and I don't know if I'll make videos in the future because not a lot of people watch it. But I'm grateful for all that do, and thankful that people are, and hopefully this will bless someone. But I've been thinking about the the idea that there should be a stigma around suicide. I've written papers about this, um, and basically the idea of how we look at suicide right now is wrong. I think we have gone the other direction. This came from my seminary professor, the Christian apologist, Dr. Groheis. His argument was pertaining to other things, but I think it applies to suicide as well. Um, and the reason for that is, according to one of the leading researchers on suicide, Dr. Thomas Joyner at Florida State, perceived burdensomeness is the one of the main contributing factors to somebody that wants to die by suicide. They think, well, I'm a burden to my friends and family. Nobody really wants me around, and if they do want me around, they'll get over the loss pretty quickly. Of course, that's not true, but that's the thought, that's the lie, that's in the mind of the suicidal person. And my argument, and I've argued this before, that suicide and nihilism sort of coexist. You can be nihilistic without being suicidal, but you have to be nihilistic in order to be suicidal. So the idea basically is that there should be a stigma around suicide because, not that we should shame people. Certainly, we shouldn't shame people that have committed suicide, died by suicide. Um, every suicide is a tragedy, and should be treated as such. But if the idea that, okay, well, my loss will affect these people around me in a great way, and I should feel bad about that. Um, that is better, I think, than the sort of indifference towards, like, um, the indifference of, well, nobody's really gonna care, and if they do care, they're not gonna care that much, or they'll get over it quickly, which is not true. If somebody close to you commits suicide, then your life is never the same, unfortunately. Um, and so that would be my argument. Basically, is that there needs to be some level of guilt or even shame. I know that those are unattractive words, and we don't want to offend anyone. And I'm not saying that we should shame people that are having suicidal thoughts. Of course, we need to talk about it, and that was the issue with the stigma around it the first time, right? Is that we're like, oh, everybody's gonna act like we're happy all the time, and nothing is ever wrong, and if something's wrong, you just kind of suffer in silence. Of course, that's wrong, and of course we shouldn't do that, and we ourselves should not shame the person. Um, but if they feel sort of this sense of shame of leaving this world, that is something that is better than, well, I just don't care. I'm indifferent about it. Um, Everybody's life has value, and with that, everybody leaves a hole when they're not here anymore. Nobody offers the same thing to the world. Nobody's value can be replicated. It is unique to them and them alone. And so, um, the idea that maybe we should prioritize their feelings, or we shouldn't make them feel guilty. And of course, like, again, I don't want to be cold or uncaring um, about this, but I do think, like, whether you're alive is the priority. Like, I don't even care. Like, I don't care if you don't like me, as long as you're still living. I'll do my best to help you. And so I think that this idea that stigma is always bad, and we should just do whatever we need to do to remove the stigma, um, is just not correct when it comes to certain things. And of course, we can use it in the wrong way. Like I said, we don't. If we don't talk about it ever, if somebody feels like they have so much guilt that they can't come forward, that's obviously a problem. Um, but I think to feel bad about what you're doing is better, significantly better, substantially better than feeling nothing at all. And the nothing is the nihilism, and it's a problem. And I just think we're looking at this wrong. Everybody um, has value, and the world is not the same when you leave. I think I knew that instinctively. I lean on my faith, um, but I didn't really know that until um, I've lost a few people closest to me in the past year, and it's just there is a hole, like, and it yeah, it gets better, but like it's never like the person is not, you won't be able to see him again, at least on this side um, of creation. So and that is like that is noted. Like I think I maybe underestimated how noticeable um, that would be, and so um, we have to care for each other. And of course, we should not. Again, I'll say this over and over again because this has been a criticism of what I'm thinking, and as I'm trying to think through this, we should not shame people who have committed suicide, died by suicide. We should not shame people that are struggling, but they should have that sense that like this is not good. My life matters. Even we have to do a better job of infusing meaning into our therapy. You have this goal in the future. Okay, well, you can't achieve that if you're not here anymore. It doesn't even matter. It could be a small goal, right? It, but the premise of the goal is the reason that the person it stays. So it has to be achievable, and they have to believe that it's achievable, and it has to be something that they desire. Right? Everybody has a sense of meaning. They just need to find it. Right? It can be found in anything. I mean, of course, I get my sense of meaning from my faith and my work and a variety of different things. Friends and family, just hanging out with people, talking to people. Um, I get sense of worth that way, and meaning, and of course, the ultimate worth comes from Christ. And but we need to be able to create. We need to be able to walk our clients through that picture because everybody has things they want to do. I don't care how depressed you are. You have things. Life is not going the way that you want, and it's you don't see a path to get what you want, but that doesn't mean you don't want things, right? Everybody wants to do things, hopefully for the betterment of society. All not always, of course, but generally, like when people are, especially kids, right? Um, Kids, supposedly have their whole life in front of them. They can do whatever they want, um, as long as they work toward it and see the path. And I think that we need to focus on that, more as clinicians. Is that okay? You have this goal. How do we get there? Um, Realistically, it's not like we're just creating an outlandish goal out of whole cloth and just hope for the best. And you know maybe you'll get here, maybe you won't. It doesn't even matter. Um, but that's my case for the stigma. There should be some negative emotion associated with what you're about to do, but that negative emotion should drive you to seek help. It should drive you to stick around and not do the thing that you want to do. Um, because everybody's life is infinitely valuable. somebody died for you, uh, and you have things that nobody else in the world will be able to do. So that's my case to be made. I'm going to do more research on this. I'm going to write more papers on it. But that is what I think. There should be a stigma around suicide, and we should use it to help people feel better. And that is the case. So God bless and take care, guys. Thank you.